At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger, and you are watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 7 a.m. So glad you could join us this morning. We've got some of our regulars checking in this morning. We have got Lisa Stevens. She is checking in, and she is saying, halfway through the week, have a great day. Yes, we are halfway through the week, and you know what? It's kind of one of those things where, you know, we're in the middle of the week, work week, right? I think last week was President's Week, so if you were a teacher, it's actually kind of a short week for you anyways. But gorgeous weather. Did you enjoy the weather we saw out there yesterday? I think you're going to love the weather that we see out there as we take you into tomorrow, Friday. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous. But we do have some changes in our forecast by the weekend and going into next week. It's going to be one of those things where I get a bit of a false spring. It's going to feel like spring, and then it's going to be back to reality, especially by the second half of the weekend and early next week. Temperatures actually dropping back down close to normal, and in many cases even below normal for this time of the year. What do you say we get to our Krueger's Quickcast here this morning? And here's a quick look at your forecast. Before we do that, though, I want to thank Ryan Hogue, excuse me, for sending in this beautiful picture of Mount Shasta. And here's the thing, I can never get too many pictures of Mount Shasta. I can't look at Mount Shasta enough. This was taken on the Vista Point, I-5 in Wairika. He said he wasn't quite sure when this picture was taken, which I'd be willing to guess it wasn't taken recently, just because, of course, you can see there's not as much snow up there as there is now. But gorgeous shot nonetheless. By the way, you can always share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app. Just search for Weather NorCal in your app store, download the app for free, and you can very easily share your pictures through the app, and I can share them with you right here on Coffee with Krueger, any of my weather updates, or even on social media. Right now, we're looking at 47 for Redding, 44 degrees in Red Bluff, 39 in Chico. A little bit of a north breeze this morning. That's the reason why it's a little bit warmer for places like Redding and even Corning. And of course, the coast temperatures low to mid-40s there. All right, so you're heading out the door this morning. You may need a light jacket, but you know what? It's not that bad in the valley. Temperatures mid-40s. Ooh, there's the top of my head. I can't lean back too far. Small studio, folks. Temperatures in the 30s, 35 degrees for Siskiyou. You can see out towards Modoc County, temperatures in the upper 20s, and 34 degrees in the eastern mountains. All right, there you can see that area of low pressure spinning at the top of your screen. Look at the bottom of your screen as well, the center bottom of your screen. There's another area of low pressure. So that line of clouds in the center of your screen, what's going to happen is that's going to break up into two different storms. One's going to head up to our north, the other one's going to head to our south, and we will be caught in between that, and all we'll really get out of it are a few high clouds. There is a beach hazard statement that was actually issued this morning by the National Weather Service, but it won't take effect until tomorrow morning, and then will be in effect through late Thursday night. What's a beach hazard statement? Well, typically it's just kind of a warning that there are going to be most likely some sneaker waves in that area. What's a sneaker wave, you may ask? Well, you're out at the beach. Things look calm and everything's fine. Next thing you know, a big rush of water or a wave comes up unexpectedly. And those are called sneaker waves because you don't see them coming and they can sweep you under your feet. I mean, water, it's a mad rush of water. And if you're rock hopping on those sharp rocks, you know what it's like out there, right? That can be very dangerous. So a beach hazard statement has been issued for tomorrow into tomorrow night. Taking a look at your future cast here, and all right, there you can see not much going on. Some clouds that are going to be approaching from the west, but they're not going to move overhead. They're heading out to the Mount Shasta Ski Park. No new fresh snow. Summit depth is just under 100 inches, and the conditions are basically that firm surface to start off the day with those cold temperatures, but then once the sun comes out and heats up the surface, you get more of that softer snow. So the conditions do change throughout the day with these types of conditions here. And we're all clear on I-5 and 89, by the way. All right, temperatures in the low to mid-70s this afternoon in the valley. Absolutely gorgeous. 50s and 60s for the higher elevations, and mainly in the upper 50s for the immediate coast. And for tonight, not much different from what we're seeing this morning, actually. Temperatures in the low to mid-40s in the valley tonight, and out towards the mountains in the 20s and 30s. And for the coast, no big surprises there, in the low to mid-40s. All right, so there's your 7-day outlook. It's dry, it's warmer. There you can see Saturday, dry. And I would say that by Saturday night into Sunday, we got that rain coming in. Now, notice I've got some raindrops coming on Monday. There may be some leftover instability, but the main event will be on Sunday. That's the case for the coast as well, but I'm keeping the chance even on Sunday. The long-range forecast model, there's an area of low pressure essentially moving through, and the positioning and where exactly that low ends up and ends up traveling will determine who sees rain after Sunday and who doesn't. All right, there you can see Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. See, of course, that main event on Sunday, and then more showers come Monday, possibly Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay, let's look at Krueger's quick cast. We're going to take a look at some of these awesome images from some of the cameras around the area, like Lake Oroville, for example. Great shot of the pole right there. Gotta love that one. Always seems like the worst timing when I go into that camera. Lake Oroville, North Forebay. You can see a little bit of a light breeze out there. Otherwise, we are looking at a beautiful lake out there at Lake Oroville. This is Main Street Chico on Highway 32. Looks like you got a little traffic, not much though. Good morning. You know, this is those times you really appreciate not living in the big city. I mean, when you look at this traffic, I mean, does it look like LA or San Francisco or Sacramento? No. We live in a great place. We don't have tons of traffic. And, you know, the thing is, a little backup here and there, you get a little upset. But then when you compare it to the big city, it's a completely different story, isn't it? There you can see, of course, Sundial Bridge. It's that time of the day. It just kind of blares right into the lens there. You really can't see much there either. Let's go to the deeper dive. Let's just get right into it while we're all here, right? This, of course, as you know, Coffee with Krueger would not be possible without our sponsors, and Coffee with Krueger in particular with Wind River Resort and Casino. So they are the primary sponsor of Coffee with Krueger, and very grateful for that. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Once again, thank you to Wind River Resort and Casino for their support. All right, there you can see right now we're looking at about 30 degrees in Weaverville, 24 degrees in Boerne, 22 up in Altura. So a little bit colder. You know, the thing is, winds are calmer. You've got clear skies out there. And that's going to allow our temperatures to drop. And that's why we're seeing those colder temperatures again for many of the higher elevations. But at least it's not in the single digits or teens. And partially because we do have a warmer air mass in place, high pressures in place. So it's not going to get quite as cold. I see those temperatures low 40s here for the valley, and excuse me, for the coast. And for the valley, look at 39 for Chico, calm winds. We have a little bit of a breeze from the north for places like Redding, and that's the reason why it's a little bit warmer there. So spring-like temperatures through Friday, but we are going to see a big drop in our temperatures over the weekend. Next round of rain arrives by Saturday night into Sunday, and could be a little unsettled, if you will, for the beginning of next week. All right, so the winds. Basically, the west side, north and west side of the valley is where we got the winds, but calm winds right now in Chico. 44 miles per hour in Alturas, and pretty calm winds even along the coast. So, taking a look at our forecast for today with those winds, right? Maybe upwards of 10, 15 miles per hour. Maybe a little breezy, but not that bad. And generally the same situation for pretty much everybody else. And then going into this afternoon, below 10 miles per hour. Take you into tomorrow morning, maybe a little breezy. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe a little breezy out of the north, 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. But overall, no big wind events, right? So here's the big picture. Look at this. This right here, this is just a big band of clouds, right? Swirling area of low pressure right here. If you look in the loop here, it's just in the last 12 hours or so. We've started to see this area of low pressure just begin to start to develop. You see a bit of that spin coming in. It's taking some of the colder air and wrapping it up in there as well. And what's going to happen is essentially this. You see what's going on right here? You see the clear skies over the western United States? That's high pressure. That high pressure is going to eat away at this storm system. And you'll notice what's happening. You see how we have this nice tilt right here at the very beginning of this animation. Let's take a look at that again. There's that tilt. Look what's happening. It's tilting this way. Okay, that's a sign of that ridge of high pressure starting to do its work on breaking this thing apart. So the energy basically is going to get cut off. This area of low pressure is already being pushed up to the north and kind of around that ridge of high pressure. This low pressure, what it will do is undercut that ridge, but stay to our south. So mainly what's going to happen is as this all shifts eastward, it's going to break apart, yes, but it will still bring us a few high clouds. So there it is right here. Look at the trough developing. This right here is eventually going to turn into its own area of low pressure right there. That's Thursday. That's Friday. You see how it shifts to our south. So what's happening is you're seeing the rotation around that high, or excuse me, that low, and it's bringing in those clouds. Meanwhile, behind it, this is going to set the stage for this storm system here. So that's going to be moving eastward. Same kind of situation. It's pushing a little bit more to the south. However, the area of low pressure itself by Sunday is going to be just off the coast. So the flow around that low is just really going to work this right here. So take what we call a trough axis, or an area, you take the axis right here. On the east side is where you have the most amount of instability. That's why you typically see the most amount of rainfall there. We have what's called the upper air divergence, and it just, it's complicated. But on the east side, you typically don't have as much. Now, when you have an area of low pressure like this closed off, it's stronger. So sometimes you can kind of get that activity to rotate around the back side of that low. But the overall most amount of instability tends to be on the east side of that. So as we start to see that shift eastward, look what happens. We're seeing most of the rain here, and of course we're seeing this disturbance kind of rotating around the area of low pressure on Monday. But we're still going to see a chance for showers, as that low pressure will still be on top of us. But you'll notice the area of low pressure is not as tightly packed, which means it's getting weaker. And in fact, by the time we do get into Tuesday, that opens up entirely and it's weaker. Now, as we go into next week, this is where the forecast models are diverging a bit. The European forecast model on Wednesday wants to take this low, bring it up about here and over here. Now what that would do is, number one, it would take any rain that's associated with this and push it up farther to the north. So places like Sacramento, maybe the southern portions of our viewing area like Chico, Corning, of course some of the Plumas County, southern portions of Lassen County could maybe see a stray shower. That's if this is over here. But if we were to follow this model, we'd be dry pretty much through next week, Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. So in fact, you can see that will just continue to push off to the east. So what we're seeing here, and you may have noticed, most of the storms are pushing to the south, which is why there's just a slightly darker shade of green here, indicating a better chance of above normal rainfall than we're going to see. Now, that all being said, of course, we're going to see the rain in the forecast, but it's just most likely the chances of it being above normal for this time of the year probably won't be that high. And believe it or not, our neighbors to the north are actually drier than us. All right, so we take a look at the lake levels, looking pretty good. They're still rising for Shasta Lake, Trinity Lake, Lake Oroville, still a minor drop, but nothing significant. And we take a look at the temperature outlook out there too, and you can see with the better chances for rain to Southern California, you've got cooler temperatures that will be associated with that. Us, we're mainly right in that near normal category. And you'll see what I mean by that. The normal temperature right here, that blue line, is 63 degrees right there. Look where we are today, tomorrow, and Friday. I mean, we're well above that line. It's going to be beautiful. This is what I've been talking about. But look at that sharp drop. By Saturday, over a 10-degree drop. Even more so by the time we get to Sunday. So we're dropping below normal for Sunday through the middle of next week, and then by the end of next week, we're back up to right around normal for this time of the year. So what we're seeing here is not unusual, okay? This is what we typically see this time of the year. What we're seeing here is unusual. This is not normal. Although we you know, it's not terribly uncommon for us to see these short spurts of warm weather during the month of February, and especially going into March, but this is what it typically is from a climatological standpoint. All right, so we take a look at the wave heights, and yeah, they're increasing through the day on Thursday, but today they're actually dropping a little bit here. But that all being said, there is that beach hazard statement I was talking about. Sneaker waves, that's the biggest concern through the day on Thursday into Thursday night. All right, so here's a marine forecast. You can see those south winds at 5 to 10 knots. Your waves from the west at 9 feet at 13 seconds. And there's a small craft advisory this morning, and that will be allowed to expire here probably around 9, 10 o'clock this morning. All right, so for today, your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s. Gorgeous, 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 any way you look at it. Everyone will be dry at least through Saturday afternoon. By Saturday night into Sunday, we've got that rain coming in. And the main event with the rain will be Sunday. Anything we see on Monday, Tuesday does not look to be all that significant. But again, that's not until the weekend. Let's enjoy this beautiful weather that we have today, like 67 from Red Crest all the way down to Garberville. How about Ferndale, about 62, 64 degrees in Rio Dell. Hydesville, you'll get up to about 65 today. Could see some 70-degree readings in Willow Creek, 68 degrees in Hoopa, 59 for Trinidad and Eureka, about 58 degrees, 65 in Smith River, 62 for Gas Key. There you can see Crescent City, about 58 degrees. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, well, looking at those mid-60s out towards Highway 96. I-5, temperatures in the upper 50s there. Scott Valley, you've got upper 50s, although right around 60 for that daytime high in Fort Jones. Central, eastern Siskiyou County, upper 40s out towards the higher plains here. Looking at the temperatures, upper 40s, low 50s. Looks like mid to upper 50s, though, for Weed down to Dunsmuir and McLeod. 54 out in Newell, 52 degrees for Fort Bidwell, 58 in El Turris, and 56 degrees for California Pines. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, there you can see temperatures anywhere from the 50s, 60s, even Paradise, you're getting up to about 70 for your daytime high today. There's a look at Lake Almanor, Lassen Park, around the lake here in the low 50s. Looks like the East Shore, though, about 45. 54 degrees for Westwood, and there you can see Manzanita Lake, about 50. All right, this is what I was talking about for Paradise. You're getting up to 70 degrees today. Susanville, 59. So several microclimates within the Eastern Mountains itself, too. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures in the low 70s. There you can see 70 degrees for Pasquinta, 73 for Los Molinos. Here's your 7-day forecast for Chico. Temperatures low to mid-70s through Friday. There's that drop on Saturday, bigger drop by Sunday. Main rain event will be Sunday. Then maybe a passing shower on Monday, but nothing significant. And then Tuesday, I'm keeping it dry for now. Let's take you up to the north. 71 for Lakehead, 68 degrees for Whiskeytown. City of Shasta Lake. 73, 75 degrees for Redding, and 74 degrees in Cottonwood. All right, here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s here through Friday. 64 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, you've got that wet weather moving on in. That's the main rain event. And then Monday, still maybe a chance for a few showers here and there. And then upper 50s here by Tuesday of next week. Looking at that forecast, looks pretty good. What are you planning on doing with this beautiful weather? I know I'm going to go. I went out for a nice little run with Nessie yesterday. I'll probably do that again here for today and tomorrow. And then get ready for, it's going to be kind of poor timing with that rain coming in because that's going to mean snow in the Sierra. And I'm going to have to probably be traveling up in that. So good thing I've got chains for my car. And it actually does pretty well in the snow anyways. But so that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Let's check in with some of you here this morning. We've got James and Mandy Chappell saying good morning to you all. Curtis Brown checking in a little bit earlier this morning, 15 minutes ago, saying rainfall this year so far, 7 miles west of Red Bluff is 25 inches. Looking pretty good. You're most likely above normal, like everyone else here, pretty much here in Northern California. We've also got Delinda saying good morning, a happy Wednesday, enjoying the sunshine. It is nice. It definitely is nice. We've got Catherine Schmidt saying loving the warmer weather. Good morning. And we have got Sandra. Good morning, Mike, with a little leaf. And I love that profile picture. Beautiful snow. I love the snow. I love looking at the snow. I love skiing in the snow. I don't love the cold weather. That's one thing, that's for sure. All right, folks. Well, that's going to wrap it up for our Coffee with Krueger this morning. Hope you're all having a good start to your day. Hope you have some good plans for the day today. I've got some stuff going on here today. A little busy, trying to kind of balance the work and family life in here today. So it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a little quiet this morning, so I'll at least be able to kind of get prepared for it and be ready for it. So hope you all have yourselves an amazing, amazing Wednesday. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. We've only got, 3 more work days ahead of us, and then the weekend will be here. And many of you can, of course, enjoy that. And just in time for me to go back to the cameras here, it goes to the pole. It goes right to the pole on Lake Orville. So we're not going to go to that just yet. But we'll start out the music. There we go. Now we're going to go to it. We're going to wrap up the show. Have yourselves a great day. And we will see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger, starting right here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have a great day, everybody.